First game on the list is Lies of P, and wow, what a brutal way to start. Imagine taking the classic tale of Pinocchio and cranking the difficulty up to 11. This game doesn't just tell a story, it drags you through a twisted steampunk nightmare filled with mechanical monstrosities that are way too eager to make you regret picking up the controller. Combat in Lies of P is a delicate dance. Every swing, dodge, and block feels high stakes, and the enemies? They're unforgiving. Boss fights are a wild mix of precision, patience, and let's be honest, pure survival instincts. The game isn't afraid to punish your mistakes, but that's what makes every victory feel like you've conquered a mountain. What sets this game apart is the sheer intensity of its atmosphere. The crumbling city of Krat is gorgeous yet haunting, with every corner hiding some fresh nightmare waiting to crush your hopes. And the weapon crafting system where your creativity gets tested, because finding the perfect setup could mean the difference between survival and starting over for the 10th time. Next game is Sifu, and let me tell you, this one doesn't just test your reflexes. It tests your patience, resilience, and, let's face it, your ability to not throw the controller at the wall. Sifu puts you in the shoes of a martial artist on a revenge mission, but don't let the slick combat fool you into thinking this will be a breeze. The game's combat system is all about precision and timing. Every punch, parry, and dodge feels weighty. And the enemies? Oh, they don't play fair. One wrong move and you're either eating a flurry of attacks or aging up by a decade. Literally. Yep, in Sifu, every time you die, you get older, and while you might hit harder, your health takes a nosedive. It's like the game is saying, you'll be wise but fragile. What really makes Sifu stand out is its relentless difficulty curve. It demands you learn from your mistakes because brute force won't get you far. Memorizing enemy patterns, mastering combos, and staying calm under pressure are the keys to survival. And just when you think you've got it figured out, the game throws in another boss to humble you.
Another jump here. I can make it.
Shame I'll have to throw you back through it.
Next up is Ghostrunner, a game that feels like it was designed to push your reflexes to their absolute limit. This cyberpunk masterpiece throws you into a dystopian tower filled with enemies that kill you in one hit. Yes, you heard that right, one hit. If you're not precise, fast, and borderline clairvoyant, you're going to spend a lot of time staring at the respawn screen. The gameplay is all about parkour and lightning-fast combat. Running along walls, dashing through the air, and slicing enemies with your katana sounds cool, and it is, but pulling it off? That's a whole other story. You'll need perfect timing, split-second reactions, and an uncanny ability to adapt when things go south. And trust me, they will. But what makes Ghostrunner truly amazing is the way it makes failure feel like part of the journey. Every death is a lesson, a chance to refine your strategy and nail that perfect run. The intense soundtrack pumps you up, the neon-lit visuals keep you mesmerized, and the adrenaline rush when you finally clear a tough section is unlike anything else.
I can't hold it longer. Find my cell. There's little time.
Next game is Returnal, a roguelike shooter that takes difficult to a whole new level. Imagine being trapped on a hostile alien planet where every death sends you right back to the beginning. Sounds fun, right? Yeah, not so much when you realize the enemies are relentless, the environments are constantly shifting, and your mistakes come with a hefty price tag. In Returnal, every run feels like a battle of endurance. The game throws waves of enemies at you, each more aggressive than the last, and you'll need pinpoint accuracy and lightning-fast reflexes to survive. The bosses? They're on a completely different level, massive, intimidating, and capable of obliterating you if you so much as blink at the wrong moment. But what really gets you is the mental toll. Every time you die, you lose almost everything you've gained. It's a gut punch, but it also makes every upgrade, every weapon, and every victory feel monumental. Next game on the list is Dead Cells. This roguelike Metroidvania doesn't just challenge you. It dares you to learn, adapt, and push through its unforgiving labyrinth of enemies and traps. And when you think you've got the hang of it, boom, dead. Back to square one. In Dead Cells, every run is a unique journey through procedurally generated levels filled with relentless foes. The combat is fast-paced and fluid, but don't get too comfortable. Timing and strategy are key. Your arsenal of weapons and abilities is vast, and experimenting with different combinations can be the difference between glorious victory and crushing defeat. The real kicker, though, is the permadeath. One wrong move, one mistimed dodge, and it's all over. You lose your progress, your upgrades, and, let's be honest, a bit of your sanity. But somehow, Dead Cells keeps pulling you back in. Maybe it's the slick controls, the stunning pixel art, or the satisfaction of finally defeating that boss that's been haunting you for hours. Next game is Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. And if you've ever wanted to feel your soul leave your body in frustration, this is the game for you. It's simple in concept. You control a man in a cauldron, using nothing but a hammer to climb a mountain. But trust me, the mountain doesn't want you to climb it, and it will throw every possible obstacle in your way. The controls? Awkward, frustrating, and punishing. Every small movement with the hammer feels like a risk. One wrong flick and you'll send the poor guy flying down the mountain, losing all your progress in an instant. The game thrives on this cruel cycle of making just enough progress to get your hopes up, then tearing it all down in a matter of seconds. And don't even get me started on the voice of Bennett Foddy, narrating your suffering with a calm, philosophical tone that somehow makes it worse. But here's the thing, Getting Over It is addicting. You'll want to beat it not just for the sense of accomplishment, but to prove that you can overcome the absurdity. The game is a test of patience, persistence, and how much frustration you're willing to endure before you cry or scream. Next game is Neon White, and if you're looking for a challenge that combines lightning-fast reflexes with heart-pounding speedruns, this is your playground. Imagine a first-person shooter mixed with puzzle platforming, all wrapped up in a neon-colored, action-packed world that will have your palms sweating from the moment you hit start. The concept is simple. Race through levels, defeat demons, and collect special cards to unleash abilities that help you move even faster. But that simplicity? It's a trap. Each stage pushes you to perfect your runs, getting the right sequence of card uses, avoiding obstacles, and hitting every jump and dash. You'll quickly learn that this game isn't about just getting to the end, it's about getting there in record time. The difficulty comes in with Neon White's insane time challenges. A few seconds faster could make all the difference, and each level is designed to test not just your speed, but your ability to optimize every move you make. And with some levels demanding absolute perfection, you'll be grinding for hours just trying to shave off that last fraction of a second. Next game is Cuphead. At first glance, Cuphead may look like a charming, hand-drawn 1930s cartoon, but make no mistake, it's a ruthless bullet hell nightmare that will make you question your gaming skills. The gameplay is a frantic mix of precision platforming and intense boss battles that require perfect timing. One wrong move and you're back to the beginning of the fight with no mercy. The bosses? They're some of the most creative and unforgiving enemies you'll face, each with their own unique attack patterns and phases that demand absolute focus. What makes Cuphead even more frustrating is its beautiful, vintage art style that lures you into a false sense of security. You're constantly immersed in colorful worlds, only to be smacked down by a barrage of attacks, leaving you sweating, cursing, and rethinking your life choices. But even as you scream in frustration, there's a strange satisfaction in finally conquering a boss after hours of trial and error. Next game is Spelunky 2, a game that will absolutely destroy your sense of accomplishment. But somehow, you'll keep coming back for more. If you thought the first Spelunky was hard, wait until you step into this sequel. It's a punishing, roguelike adventure where each death feels like a personal attack, but that's what makes every little victory feel earned. In Spelunky 2, you're navigating randomly generated caves full of traps, monsters, and deadly surprises, all while trying to collect as much treasure as possible. It's the kind of game that loves to surprise you at every corner, making you think you've got it all figured out. only to pull the rug out from under you. 1 minute you're climbing walls, dodging arrows, and collecting gems, and the next, you've been crushed by a boulder, eaten by a snake, or exploded by a bomb you accidentally set off yourself. But here's the thing, it's this chaotic unpredictability that makes Spelunky 2 so addictive. The difficulty isn't just about being hard, it's about learning the systems, mastering the environments, and embracing the chaos. If you mess up, you just start over, and every restart feels like another chance to do better. Next game is The Binding of Isaac, a game that's as emotionally taxing as it is tough. This roguelike dungeon crawler will make you question your sanity while throwing insane difficulty spikes at you. It's a dark, twisted journey where each floor you descend brings more bizarre enemies, harder bosses, and bizarre power-ups. Sometimes good, often awful. At first, you'll be dodging enemies and trying to survive, but the more you play, the more you'll realize that The Binding of Isaac isn't just about surviving. It's about learning. You'll need to memorize enemy patterns, make split-second decisions, and carefully plan out your path through procedurally generated rooms. And just when you think you've got the hang of it, the game introduces new mechanics, leaving you scrambling to adapt on the fly. Rebirth is genuinely vicious because of the permadeath, which means one wrong move and you're starting over from the beginning. No checkpoints, no mercy. But somehow the thrill of unlocking new items, fighting new bosses, and getting closer to that elusive win keeps you coming back. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content on the latest and greatest games. Don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an update. Got a game you'd love to see in a future video? Drop your suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Stay tuned and see you next time.